Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League's Dungeon Bowl. We're in week number 6. SP Beaver, thank you for the bits. Gamer Mike, SP Beaver, welcome to the stream. Boot Polish, welcome to the stream. We are in the twilight of the Dungeon Bowl, and it is very, very important games here on out. Tonight, we are going to have Nevva versus the Harlequins B.B.F.C, Chime versus BB Nut, Orcs versus Undead. SP Beaver, thank you for the sub, 42 months, that's amazing. Thank you for your generosity, thanks for hanging out, thank you for participating. I very much appreciate it. So normally in the pregame, we talk about the two teams. If we've got some time, we'll talk about them briefly, but I think it's more important to talk about the state of the competition right now. Let's head on over to the standings. So here we are in the middle of week 6, just 7 weeks in regulation here in the final open competition of the season. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams still in this competition. 11 of 21 teams here in the Dungeon Bowl are still in it. 10 have been eliminated. More may be eliminated tonight in this game. We have a doubleheader tonight, but this first game, very critical for these two teams. Both teams in it still Nevva and Harlequins B.B.F.C still able to make it. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the format of this competition, the top team in each division will advance to the top 4, and then the best second place team between the divisions will take the wild card spot. They'll be the 4th place team in the semifinals. The semifinals get seeded by their standings in the competition. They'll duke it out. The 2 finalists will advance to the championship, the season championship, the Blood Bowl, that's coming up right after the Dungeon Bowl. The winner of the Dungeon Bowl will advance in the upper bracket. The runner-up will advance in the lower bracket. In Division A, currently, A Kind Sir and the Kind Peacocks, they are in first place. They have finished regulation with a record of 4-1-1. They have 13 points. They're an Imperial Nobility team. Amazingly, they have not clinched their spot. They are all but guaranteed to make it to the top 4, but it is not an absolute certainty. The Dead Poets in second place, they are still in it as well. They're an undead team with 3-1-1. The Kind Peacocks will make it. If the Kind Peacocks do not end up in first place, the Dead Poets could conceivably end up in first place. But if the Kind Peacocks drop into second, if B.B.F.C wins 2 games, they're playing their 5th game tonight, and Force of Flames wins 1, the Kind Peacocks will be eliminated from this competition. It is highly unlikely, because in order for the Dead Poets to claim first place, they need to win not only their final game, but they need to win by at least 4 touchdowns. So, the Dead Poets will end up in second place with 13 points if they win. They're playing the Deadly Biscuits next week. The Deadly Biscuits are still in it as well. If they win and the Dead Poets lose, they have a -2 TD differential already to beat the Windbreakers. They'll need to win. That means they'll need to win their final game by 3 in order to end up in second place. And then the White Skull Windbreakers, of course, Doug, the Minotaurs team, in third place. They're an Orc team. They can make second place. If they win and the Dead Poets lose, they will have a +2 TD differential to beat the Deadly Biscuits in that second place. That means that the minimum number here to make it as the wildcard team is going to be 11 points. In Division B is where we're starting tonight. In first place, JD Whitey's Forest of Flame. They're a Wood Elf team. They are currently undefeated. They have 2 more teams to play. They have Subductus Super Killer Carpenters. They're going to play right after this match tonight. And then they have to face off against none other than the Harlequins B.B.F.C. They're going to finish with a minimum of 12 points, as you can see there. The Harlequins, they have Force of Flame and Nevva to take out as well. They can finish with 15 points. Rodentia's still in this competition as well in third place. They're a Skaven team. 2-2-1 is their record. They still have to take on the real American heroes. If the Force of Flames or the Harlequins B.B.F.C win, then the Rodentia will be eliminated. Nevva also still in this competition. They're up tonight. They still have to play not only the Harlequins tonight, they have to play Nuffle to see here. Again, if the Force of Flames or the Harlequins B.B.F.C win, then they will be eliminated. 4 teams still in it in Division A, 4 teams still in it in Division B. And in Division C, we have our only guaranteed top 4 spot. That is Nick Satan's Cenozoic Park. They're a Lizardman team. 4-0-0 is their record. They are guaranteed to make the top 4. Just 2 other teams in Division C are still in it. Tizzle Bizzle's Tizzork Savage Boys in second place. They're still in it. They're an Orc team with 1-4-0 as their record. And Maximum Boncito still in it as well. They jumped all the way up into 3rd place after their win last week. They have a record of 2-0-2. They're still in it as well. The Tizzork Savage Boys. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I miscalculated. My apologies. My apologies. The Tizzork Savage Boys, because this was the anomaly that I thought was very interesting. The Tizzork Savage Boys, even though they're in 2nd place, they will not be able to make the cut. They are eliminated because remember, that floor is 11 points. The maximum they'll be able to finish out is with 10 points. But because Maximum Boncito still has 2 games left to play, even though they're the 3rd place team right now, they can make the cut to top 4. They still have to play Teen Wolf and Friends. They still have to play the Juxtaposed Juggernauts, and they're going to have to win both and then hope the rest of the games go their way. But they're still in it. So it's not 10 teams. We're down to 9 teams here in the Dungeon Bowl. Every single one of these games counts. It's very, very important for all of these remaining teams to be able to get that win. And they need to be mindful that this is the final open competition of the season. That means if they're up against a team that has been eliminated, that team has nothing to lose. They're not trying to keep their team healthy for the next competition. They're not trying to necessarily pick up any SPP. They're going to be in it for vengeance. They're going to be in it to try to stop these teams from advancing any further. SP Beaver says, where do we send the bribes to the rep to? All right, we got just under a minute to go. The Harlequins B.B.F.C are the home team. They're not the home team. They're the away team. Nevva, the home team this evening. Nevva is going to start with 9 players on the roster. 3 are out due to injury. They have a TV of 1,180,000 gold. The two journeymen are going to bring them up to 1,280 in TV. They have a lot of block. They have a lot of guard. They have a few tackle players as well. They have a lot of Mighty Blow players. They're going to be up against this healthy undead team with a TV of 1,285. So even though Nevva is down 3 players, they're actually giving 5,000 gold to the Harlequins B.B.F.C. Harlequins with a solid roster here, totally healthy. They have all 3 Ghoul runners. They have 2 dirty players. They random in a dirty player with Sunday Kid. I think that's a great random to get into. That's fantastic. The problem is he doesn't have Sneaky Git to really make that safe. But if he can get the armor break, if he can guarantee the armor break, maybe with a bunch of assists, he's going to get a +1 on the injury roll. So that's huge. 5K, nothing's that petty catch is not going to be spent, but the Harlequins might dip into their treasury to pick up a bribe. We'll see if they decide to do that. Nope, they're picking up a keg. They're picking up an assistant coach. All right, so they did dip into their treasury. Nevva wins the coin toss here. Both teams only have 11 on the roster to start with this evening, which is untrue. Why is that untrue? Did I miscount? I know I only looked at the teams for 4 seconds, but did I miscount here? Well, clearly I miscounted. So he's got 2 in reserve. So 11 to start with for Nevva. It looks like 13 for the Harlequins. They're going to set up an anchor formation to start this game. Clear skies to start the game. This is the first of a doubleheader in just under an hour. We're going to head on over and watch Nuffle the Sea Hero versus the Real American Heroes. That's Clypeus versus Dead Fred. Both those teams have been eliminated, so we'll probably watch this first game out to its completion and then pick up the second game in progress. SB Beer said, "Did the schedule change? What do you mean?" Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're correct. The schedule did not change. I am wrong. The Bone Breakers versus the Goodest Boys are going to be playing 2 hours from now. I'll get it together. Both those teams have also been eliminated, but they're scheduled for 2 hours from now, so we won't need to cut this game short. Not that we would anyway. Thank you, SB Beaver. So an anchor formation for the defense, a little change it up a little bit with these mummies on the outside here, holding down the outside of the secondary. 4 spread very wide on the line for Nevva. They're going to need to put 1 more on the line of scrimmage. In the center of the pitch there it is for a legal formation. Too many in the right side. It looks like they're going to put 5 on the line here and have 2 wide. 2 back to receive. Tell to lie to. Tell lie to goes by the name 2. And say goodbye to goes by the name twice. All right, here's the kick. Harlequins do have a kicker on their roster, so they'll be able to kick this ball fairly accurately. It'll be more useful toward the end of a half, should it be necessary. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. What is 6 of what? 7 of 4. I don't know what this means. What is that? 9 of 4. All right. I don't know how many players he got. I guess did he have 4 and it just increased the number? I don't know how to read that bug. All right, so taking the marks on the outside of the secondary before taking the blocks on the line. Gets a knockdown on Wilco Lowe, the left defensive end. Tell lie to and say goodbye to both journeyman blitzers back to receive. Remember, journeymen have a loner skill. Loner means that if they need to spend a team reroll, they'll have to roll a d6 first and get a 4+ in order to actually use it. The reroll will be spent either way. Yeah, maybe that's right, SB Beaver. Maybe that's what it was. Good armor break here on the line. Got a stun. .42 seconds left on the clock here for Nevva. They've blocked down the line. They still have their blitz on the table. They've marked... Oh, wait, these aren't journeymen. These are the journeymen up here. Arcan and Dushra are the journeymen. These guys are just normal rookie blitzers who have animosity, as orc blitzers do. Took the mark on the mummies. Probably not trying to blitz those mummies, but he really wants to keep them locked. Oh, he is trying to blitz a mummy, it looks like. So he's going to get an assist with Make You Cry due to guard. 2-die block on Alex Dombrand here. Gets the PAL. 10+ will break armor. No armor break. Knocking down the mummies, pretty solid move because they only have an MA of 3. That means all they can do is stand up without rushing. Good 3+ pickup by the number 10 blitzer here. Tell Lie the second. He's going to move the ball up to his own 8-yard line. And now 2-die block by the Harlequins to get their game underway. They break armor. Holy moly. Got a stun out of it with the bright red, the blood-colored dice. Always GFI, always rush your mummies. No. Yeah, so as you can see there, he had to rush the mummy back into position and did just that. Gets a 2-die blitz on Make You Cry. 2-die block on Make You Cry. Gets a push out of this with the number 7 blitzer, Andre Esterhazen. 2-die block on the right side of the pitch here. Gets a pow on Dushra. So locking down those mummies, even without taking a block, very strong move because it means the mummies really can't go anywhere after the block without a blitz. And if they're going to blitz, they only have 3 MA. So the block's going to eat up one of those. That gives them 2 MA left. 2-die block on the Journeyman. The number 1 Journeyman gets pushed away here on the blitz with Joe Marchant on the blitz. And now a 1-die on runaround is a push. This Beaver says, every time I see a 12 on an armor break, I feel it's a waste. Save this for the injury rolls. Yeah, I know the feeling. Turn 2 now for Nevva Gunna. Nevva Gunna continuing to apply the pressure here with this offense. They're spreading the offense really wide around. So you can see how he's moved a player all the way behind the secondary here. We'll see if that was a mistake or not. If he needs to keep this formation in check, he does need to be careful of the Ghouls. The Ghouls are an MA7 player. Two dirty players on the pitch for the Harlequins. Nevva Gunna's going to have to keep this ball safe. They're going to cage up at center pitch. They have the ball on their own 2-yard line. Cage is going to end up marked after the end of this turn. Still has a blitz on the table. Might blitz the Sunday Kid. Repositions to take a mark on Wilco Lowe. Wilco Lowe currently marking the front left corner of the cage. Front right corner of the cage marked as well by Cobra Commander, formerly of the Real American Heroes. And the Sunday Kid, formerly of, what were they? I Want to Be Like Doug. Formerly of I Want to Be Like Doug. Marking the entire front of this cage here. So Nevva Gunna has to be real careful. So they reposition the guardsman after the blitz to guarantee that he'll lend an assist on the corners of the cage. Try cage for Nevva Gunna on their own 2-yard line. Turn 2 now for the Harlequins. They have 3 rerolls. So I have a watch, and I have lots of watches. But I have enough watches. And, you know, I like watches, or I have, like, you know, like a little, like, jeweler's kit to, like, resize bands and stuff. Anyway. Ah! The murder. Saturday afternoon murder. Which turns into another player for the Harlequins. Dushra playing for the Harlequins now. Oh my goodness, that was a journeyman. He was just here to make a few quick bucks, and you killed him. You killed the man. 1-man player advantage now for the Harlequins. And they picked up an extra 40K out of a new zombie. Well done by BB Nut. They're going to roll a skull here against Make You Cry. Re-roll it into a skull. Double skull. And that's going to be a turnover. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Double skulls to end the turn. Anyhow, I have this watch, and the pins of the bands are not like normal pins. So, you know, I have many years of experience with normal pins on watches. These are very weird. Where, like, the pins are spring-loaded, and you have to, like, press them in on both sides from inside the band. Anyway, long story short, I hate it. It's very frustrating. That's what I did. It took me like an hour today to remove a single link. I was very frustrated. And I guess they did this because now this way the pins aren't visible on the outside, which is cool, I will admit. But I don't know if it's cool enough for the frustration. Turn 3 for Nevva. Down a player who's now playing for the Harlequins. I hope he comes out onto the pitch next drive. It gave you a story. I see it was worth it. I guess. One die blitz on Alex Dombrent on the outside. Trying to keep that mummy out of play. Good injury here. Wow. Good hunting on the Ghoul. The Ghouls only have an an AV of 8. Got the injury here. Very well done. And now all tied up on the pitch. 10v10 after the POW. Gamer says, what kind of cage is this? The T? I just call it a tri-cage. I don't know if it has a name or not, or if there's like a standardized name. 2-die blitz on Hurtja, or 2-die block on Hurtja. Gets the knockdown, and now I just want to tell, what's his name? What? Stop! I just want to tell you the third. All right. he's the rookie. He's the journeyman lineman. Or no, I'm sorry. He's a rookie lineman. Ball currently on the opposing 2-yard line. Turn 3 for the Harlequins. Both teams absolutely need a win here this afternoon if they want to keep their hope alive to make the cut to the top 4 after week 7. Here comes the blitz. White blitz. Andre Esterhazen takes the block. We'll see if he takes the push here. Probably will. Doesn't want to stay. Oh no, he is going to stay marked. So he's going to keep the player marked so he can have the assist on the follow-up 2-die block, and that works out into a push. Turn 4 now for Nevva. Sorry, I have a grocery order. I'm checking my phone. I apologize if you can hear my phone in the background. I need to just see if they need anything from me. All right, a minute to go here in turn 4. Nevva committing to this left wide zone now. They're on the opposing 4. This means they'll need to keep as many players locked down as possible on the right side of the pitch, or else they're going to end up enclosed and circled. They're going to have to fight their way out of this left wide zone. Oh man, they don't have cabbage. Oh man, sorry, turn 4. They don't have cabbage in stock at the grocery store. When is cabbage not in stock? Who's buying all the cabbage? Final turn of the first quarter. Gets a knockdown thanks to the block skill here with James Chisholm. That was going to be my question. Who wants cabbage? Well, I wanted cabbage. Minute 6 left on the clock here in the first quarter. The Harlequins on defense, currently at mid-pitch, trying to lock down this cage. Neither of these are a particularly passy team, so they don't have to cover. They don't have to cover any receivers. They're just going to need to stop the run, but that means they need to stay in front of the cage or they need to lock the cage down. Blitz on the front right corner of the cage will get a push on Desertia. This is going to leave a spot open to take a mark on the ball carrier. Joe Marchant, the number 6 blitzer with block and guard, will be marking the ball carrier. Oh my goodness. Literally nothing's in stock. All right. Cabbage is not in stock. Bean sprouts are not in stock. Like, what is going on? You think that's a safe bet. Here's the foul with the dirty player. 2 assists on the foul. Got nothing out of it. Did not get called off the pitch. Does not have sneaky get. SB says you're eating way too healthy. Oh, I assure you, it's not about health. I just want to eat something. I want to eat. If you're unfamiliar, in Japan they have these like. I guess you call them pancakes. They're not really. It's called okonomiyaki, and I've been eating it for like 3 weeks straight now because I just wanted it one day. But yeah, so I just why it's cabbage. Like, why is there no cabbage? Okay, everybody says talk about stuff I never buy. Here, I'll make it cards on the table. So okonomiyaki, sure, I have cabbage and bean sprouts in it, but you top it with mayonnaise. So it all cancels out. Too high block here. Gets the knockdown, or gets a dodge push out of this. Hiroshima style. The layered style. So I have like a little flat pancake, and then I put cabbage on it, and then I put like noodles on top of that, and an egg, and bean sprouts, obviously. And then there's like a little failed to dodge and injured himself here. Oppo's going to be spent. Doesn't want this injury. Good use of the apothecary to keep that player alive. So many dodges to injuries this week. Second quarter now for the Harlequins on turn 5. SPV says, I haven't tried that version yet. It's good. I mean, they're both good. If you're unfamiliar, SPV is referring to, there's 2 styles of okonomiyaki. There's the kind I just described that's like just layers of stuff, and there's the kind where they just mix it all together, like in a pancake. They're both fine. The one that gets mixed all together sometimes can be great. Basically, all right, think of it like this. It's a pancake where you just take whatever's in your fridge and you mix it all together. It's basically like that. Sometimes I find they can be gross. Oftentimes, like if you order it at a restaurant, it might have meat in it or something. And while I do eat meat, I love I love meat. I tend to not like it in my okonomiyaki. Good knockdown on the ball carrier and the blitz with Danny Kerr, the number 1 ghoul runner. That ball is going to scatter onto the left, or going to bounce onto the left sideline. Excellent defense here by the Harlequins to stop the score after Nevva felt they needed to commit and move forward as fast as possible here in the beginning of the second quarter. Left the ball carrier exposed, and now the ball's on the ground. Failed rush by the Sunday Kid, formerly of I Want to Be Like Doug. Turn 6 for Nevva now. Turn 6 for Nevva. They're going to take their time here and figure out how they want to get onto this ball. Clear the ball first. They have to clear it from a blodger, which is going to be very tricky. They're going to take the blitz on Joe Marchant. They're going to get the knockdown here. Two-die block on James Crisholm, the level 2 lineman. Spent the blitz, so can't clear the ball. Takes the 1-die on Cobra Commander, gets a POW out of this, is looking for the 9+. Doesn't get it. So this is what? 10v9? 9v9? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10v9 on the pitch currently in favor of the Harlequins. Turn 6. Ball still on the ground on the opposing 12-yard line on the left sideline. Nevva is going to have to fight for this ball by committing to that left wide zone. They were hoping to fight for it while it was in their possession. Now they need to fight for it while it's on the ground. Stand up blitz gets the POW with Joe Marchant. Can reposition this blitzer. Fails the second rush here. Probably spends the reroll. Yeah, Harlequins down to no more rerolls. Now they're going to go for the surf. Great positioning here by B.B. Nut to get this surf. Very well done. Filled in that box there to give the defending player nowhere to go on the pitch. That meant they had only one place to go, and that was off the pitch. Very well done by B.B. Nut. Two-die block now back near the line of scrimmage. Gets the knockdown. Has mighty blow on these mummies. That means there's a +1 to the armor or the injury roll. Still, that armor is a big armor, 10+. Who invited the dwarves to this match? Turn 7 now for Nevva. They're running out of turns. They have to end this turn in scoring position. And boy, it's going to be tough here. They've got the ball marked by Danny Kerr, who is a blodger. Not only a blodger, but a wrestle player. So you definitely don't want to go in with somebody who's going to try to pick the ball up. Everybody marked. It's going to be very difficult to clear this ball, and even so, it's probably the number 10 rookie blitzer who needs to recover this ball. But we'll see what Nevva is going to plan here. They need to end this turn in scoring position, and currently that is just that rookie blitzer, number 10. Tell a lie 2. Stand-up blitz on the Sunday Kid. Gets a push out of this. Spends the reroll. Still a push. Both teams need a win to keep their hope alive for the cut to top four. Nevva gonna started this half on offense. They'd like to end it with a touchdown. Do it. Why not? You're there. Tried to dodge it and grab the ball. Got through the dodge, but wasn't able to pick up the ball. Didn't spend the reroll, and the ball... Wow. That ball stayed on the left sideline. Might have been hoping for it to maybe get thrown back in somewhere where you'd have a better chance of picking it up. I don't know where that would be. But that's going to be a turnover. Turn 7 now for the Harlequins. And really, all they have to worry about is Telelai. Telelai almost certainly going to be the target of a block to surf. And there it is. Well done. Another surf for the Harlequins. He's going to see the fans. He's going to hang out with the cheerleaders. 3+ pickup works out, gets the ball in the hands of the blitzer, Danny Kerr. He's going to set up right behind Alex Dombrandt here, the number 4 Mummy. Two-die block will make you cry. Will be a knockdown. 10+ breaks armor. Excellent defense by the Harlequins to stop this score. Sunday Kid. Knocked to the ground. Turn 8 for Nevva. They can conceivably still score. But it's going to have to be let you down. The number 4 big and blocker who does it. I feel it's doomed if you have to rely on let you down. Five plus dodge by let you down. Has a reroll. Spent the reroll. Didn't work out. That will be the turn. Final turn of the first quarter. The Harlequins have successfully stopped the score. They won't be, well, they will potentially be able to score themselves if they get on the board. They're going to be in real great shape here. Tried to open up a lane for Danny Kerr. They're going to try again here. Boy, oh boy, but the Orcs will have none of it. Finally gets pushed out of the way. But still going to be a dodge. Finally with the knockdown. Can he get there here from here? 1, 2. Yeah, he can. Good handoff. Very well done by the Harlequins. They had a player in position to score on defense. They have done it. They take the lead in the first half, 1-0. Harlequins on the board, 1-0 with the thriller dance. And they're going to be on offense to start the second half in real good shape here in this critical Week 6 game. Nevva got it to set up their defense here. They're going to have 10 players to start. Nevva down a player, down a touchdown, and they're on defense. Nevva setting up the defense very wide on the line here, split all the way across the center area. Screening out the undead team. It's cognizant of those ghoul runners. MA7, they have the dodge skill as well. So it's going to look like it's a 3-3-4 here for Nevva. Indeed it will be. 3 on the line, 3 linebackers, 4 in the secondary, and now the Harlequins have set up their offense. 5 on the line, currently split. Nope, 6 on the line now. 8, 9 on the line. My goodness, 2 back to receive. Danny Kerr, the number 1 ghoul runner, as well as Tyron Green, the number 3 ghoul runner. He is a rookie. Taking those 2 wideouts and moving them into the moving them back a space over in the wide zones. Tyron Green's going to end up being the halfback. Here's the kick, deep kick by Nevva. Brilliant coaching event. Neither team's going to get a reroll out of it. Three-die block on the right defensive end. Gets a push out of this. All Gamer Mike, thank you for the bits. Cheering for the undead team. Now another 3-die block. This power of strength 5, right? Oh, good removal. 2-man player advantage for the Harlequins now. Strength 5 makes it that much easier to get the 3-die block. And when you pair that up with Mighty Blow, these mummies can be killers. 3-die block to guarantee you're going to get the knockdown. +1 to the armor or the injury roll. That right defensive end staying on his feet. He'll eat another block. He'll need another block shortly, but he saw what happened to the first journeyman. He doesn't want it to happen to him. He's very sure-footed. 3+ to pick up. Good pickup. Now a 2-die block finally knocks down the journeyman. Turn 9 for Nevva. Man, I had Indian food yesterday, and you know how sometimes maybe you get like a red pepper flake or something, maybe like caught in the back of your throat. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Good removal here for Nevva. 1-man player advantage now for the Harlequins. Now sometimes you get something like spicy caught in the back of your throat. I got something spicy caught in like my larynx. Like it was so incredibly painful. Still delicious though. Nevva trying to encircle this offense here. Trying to start to control the pitch over in the right wide zone, maybe force movement to the left. But if they do that, they actually need to be able to cover the left. And so far, their secondary kind of disjointed at the moment as it's shifting to the right. Turn 10 for the Harlequins now. 2-die block. on the left defensive end. Gets a knockdown. Harlequins look to be moving the ball forward to their own 4-yard line. Maybe their own 6, actually. Don't want to rush that. There's no need to. In the game of Blood Bowl, it can be very easy to roll dice when you're a new player. You say, oh, a rush is just... I only fail on a 1 in 6. So why don't I just move extra spaces all the time? Don't do that. Don't roll dice if you don't need to. Because a D6 is not that safe, right? Even if one face on a D6 fails, that's a 1 in 6. That is not small. That's significant. If you have a 1 in 6 chance of getting hit by a car, you will never go outside. Third 10 for Nevva now. Two-die block on Joe Gray, the rookie lineman in the right wide zone. He's going to get knocked down. 9+ will break armor. Doesn't get it. Never, ever, ever roll dice in Blood Bowl unless there is something significant you're going to get out of it. And by significant, I mean something that can turn into something valuable. If you're just moving extra spaces just to move extra spaces, don't do that. There's no reason to take on that risk. But if instead moving an extra space with a rush means that nobody can mark your player, maybe that's something you want to do. I think that's general good advice for games in general. Don't take on risk. Maybe even life in general. Don't take on needless risk. 29 seconds for Nevva here. Repositioning their secondary, trying to group it back together to stay in front of this case. They don't want the ghoul to get behind them. The MAML Life Advice Podcast coming soon. Old Gamer Mike says you don't like stunty teams then. Well, I mean, if the team gives you no choice, then maybe you take risks. Breaks armor on the front right corner of this cage. Good armor break. Gets a stun out of this. We'll see if he can convert. Iron Civic says, so you're saying I should smoke this crack or no? I am saying make your own life choices. Turn 11 for the Harlequins. Harlequins are going to advance this mummy. When these mummies aren't marked, they can be really, really scary because that means they can reposition to stay in the drive as he has done right here. Alex Tomber on the front left corner of the cage. They only have an MA of 3, so you often see opponents mark them just to keep them from moving. If you can keep them moving for a few turns, if you're a faster team, then maybe you just move away from them and you keep those mummies out of the drive and they're insignificant. But if they could stay in on this drive, both these mummies on the corners of the cage, they can be really, really difficult to deal with. Those two corners of the cage are absolutely not going to be targets, and but they're going to be taking blocks and taking blitzes and murdering people along the way as well. Old Gamer Mike says, did Games Workshop ever make a puck-sized rulebook like they did for 7th and 40K? For Blood Bowl? Not that I'm aware of, no. I'm not saying they absolutely didn't, but I am unaware of that, and I have a ton of Blood Bowl stuff. I have, I have the old, I have all the issues of the old official Blood Bowl magazine. I've got Spike magazine. I've got a bunch of supplement books and stuff, but I don't remember any pocket rules, no, unfortunately. 2-die block on James Chisholm gets the POW here. Looking for an 8+ with Mighty Blow, but doesn't get it. Multi-Man Publishing did make a pocket rulebook for Advanced Squad Leader, though, which, if you're unfamiliar, is often lamented as one of the most complicated games ever made. I disagree. Well, maybe I don't. I don't know, but I love Advanced Squad Leader. Good stun here on Tyron Green. Take a mark on the back left corner of the cage. How big are these pockets? Yeah, the ASL pocket rulebook is like standard book size. They actually came out with a supplement, so two normal sized softback books. The old rules came in 2 binders, like 3-ring binders. Turn 12 for the Harlequins now. They've had a fantastic game so far. Great defense. Took advantage of the Orcs committing to the left wide zone. Were able to recover and score. Kept somebody in scoring position to do so. Here on offense, they're advancing slowly and cautiously, keeping these mummies in the drive, keeping that ball carrier completely safe. You can see he has the ball in the hands of Danny Kerr again. Danny Kerr, a blodger, which means that he's even more safe. Only a pal's going to knock him down unless a tackle player can get in on him. So, just playing a very, very safe ball game here. Has those mummies on the corners as well, and doing a fantastic job. Yeah, for ASL, the quote-unquote pocket rulebook, I would say it's a normal paperback novel that's half the depth, but twice sort of the area, you know what I mean? Gets a push on the front left corner of the cage, and now trying to get her, out and off the ball carrier. Successfully got the POW. I think the Blood Bowl, I think the general rules of the game could fit on a couple of pages even. But all the skills and all the nuance would have to be a book, I think. One die blocks, both standing, result unless a reroll is spent. The Harlequins are going to spend that reroll. Unfortunately, they rerolled into a skull and a neck injury. Oh! And now they've exposed the ball carrier. So the defense is going to have an opportunity to try to knock the ball out of the hands of this ball carrier. But whether they can recover or not is the question. Defense applying intense pressure, collapsing on the offense. Two-die block on Danny Kerr. Spends a reroll hunting for the knockdown. He got it here thanks to tackle. 7+ will break armor as well. We'll see where this ball bounces. It's a death! Joe Marler says, I got you, bro. Your death will not be in vain. Killed the ghoul. What a murder. Only to have the mummy come in and say, hey, I can play ball too. Oh, not good for Nevva here. Old Gamer Mike, thank you for the bits. The ball may be in a worse position for Nevva now. Dude, I'm blocking the left line zone. It's a push out of this. Nuffle with the sense of humor. Fourth and final quarter begins. The Harlequins with possession of the ball in the hands of the rookie mummy, Joe Marler. Joe Marler's going to push Desertia out of the way, and he's going to stay put. One die block will make you cry. It's going to be a knockdown, and that's a turnover. So reposition Joe Marchant next to the ball carrier. Is going to try to hand this off on the next turn coming up. But Nevva is going to try to make something happen here. Two assists currently on the mummy. Two-die block on the Sunday Kid will be a pal. Breaks armor. This is a great armor break. And got the removal. Well done by Nevva. They still have plenty of turns left. The more players they remove from the pitch, the better the position they are in here to at least draw this game. Unfortunately, a draw is going to be bad for both teams. Spends a reroll here. Gets a push on Tyron Green. And now it gets another push out of this. This frees up, or it doesn't free up James Chisholm. He's still marked by the York. One die block on Andre Esterhazen gets a push out of this. It has freed up Make You Cry. So we're going into turn 14. No shot at the ball there. Turn 14 for the Harlequins. This is going to give them an opportunity to try to clear the ball. But with everyone marked, it's going to be a little bit of luck involved. Starting off with the two-die blitz on Desertia. We'll get the knockdown out of this. 9+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow. And there's the armor break. Again, a great armor break here and a removal. Ball's going to remain in the hands of Joe Marler. Takes a knockdown on the Journeyman. Old Gamer Mike, I think it's Necromantic Horror. I have a to-do list where I'm going to put like short, like different versions of the names in, so you don't have to type the whole thing. Yeah, that's on me. That's something I need to do. Turn 14 for Nevva. The ball remaining in the hands of Joe Marler. Two-die block on the left side of the ball carrier. This will end up being a dodge push. Tyron Green getting pushed around. Will eat another block, probably. Two-die block against Joe Gray, forward of the ball. This will be a knockdown. More proof dwarves are up. They're good. They're very, very good. 48 seconds to go here for Nevva. They're fighting hard here for a draw. Both standing result on Andre Esterhazen. Aren't quite able to get at this ball. Turn 15 for the Harlequins. So long as the Harlequins hold on to this ball and keep it safe, they'll win the game. So they BB not pivoting at this point, really less concerned with the score, although more touchdowns helps not just with SPP, but also with standings, but needs to absolutely come out of this game with a win. So that is priority number one. Doesn't want to take any risks that might result in a draw here. Two-die block on the number 10 blitzer, gets a knockdown. Two-die block on runaround will get a POW here as well. 9+ breaks armor. .50 seconds on the clock for the Harlequins. Good 3+ dodge to get to the right side of the ball. Might try to hand it off and cover the ball carrier next turn. Turn 15, however, for Nevva. Nevva has to be very mindful of Tyron Green here. Tyron Green is able to run away with the ball. Probably will not be able to be caught. Even if he is caught, it might be too far away for Nevva to score. Two-die block on Andre Esterhazen. He's going to remain on his feet. This is a big loss for Nevva. That means another player, Hercha, is tied up trying to block down this blitzer. Still has runaround to stand up. There's that block, takes the two-die block, finally gets the knockdown on the number 7 blitzer. Has to end this turn in scoring position if he wants to draw, which would pull just another player out of this drive. And it's gonna have to be one of these fellas here, I think. He could just barely get there. Number 14. Number 14 is going to have to move, or the blitzer here, number 10, is going to have to dodge and rush. Number 14 definitely has to rush, which means probably doesn't want it to be the number 10 blitzer. But the blitzer would have the block skill. Stands up, run around. This means number 14 just has to run down pitch, but no, he's going to take the block instead. Oh no, I think this might be it. Gets the knockdown here. That's not enough. He's got to rush. Yeah, he's got to rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more So 2 rushes, that will be the score. So he's going to have the blitzer blitz down James Chisholm and then rush to be in scoring position. Turn 16 now for the Harlequins. Did I block? I'll make it cry as a push. Just looking to keep this ball safe. Another 2-die block, this time with Tyron Green. Another push. Get away from me and my friend. Now the blitz with the ball carrier. 3-die blitz gets a pal. Very well done here by BB Nutt. Turn 16 for Nevva coming up. Final turn of this ball game. Can they get a draw out of this? If they do, then neither they nor the Harlequins will be advancing. Otherwise, the Harlequins are still alive and Nevva is eliminated. One minute, 24 seconds left in the ball game with 6 minutes, 23 seconds left on the bonus clock for Nevva. They have a reroll. They've got to knock down the ball carrier and then pick it up and pass. The knockdown has to be with a different player because you can only take one action with a player. And so if you take it as a blitz or a block, you're not going to be able to pass the ball. Here's the blitz. Uphill blitz on the Mummy. Will spend the re-roll. Gets the knockdown. We'll see where this ball bounces. If it bounces toward the Harlequins end zone, then Nevva has a shot. All right, not in the best position for Nevva. It's marked by Joe Marchant. Blitz has already been spent, so it's going to have to be a negative pickup and a dodge to a handoff. The blitzer or the lineman. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rush. Oh, scary stuff. AG3 plus on both the blitzer and the lineman. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't want to do it this way. It's going to have to be the lineman, I think. Number 14 is going to have to come in. 1, 2, 3. -1 in the pickup. Dodge. 3 plus dodge. 4, 5. Rush. Try pausing the game. I don't know if it's something happened or if he's gaming. All right. I think it's going to have to be number 14. Right? 1, 2. -1 in the pickup. 3 plus dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 rush. Then a 3 plus handoff to 2 rushes would tie this game and eliminate the Harlequins. Boot Plus says it won't let me hand off. Oh no. Oh no. Well, you need to select the handoff, select the player, select the handoff, select the target for the handoff, and then hit space. I don't know if you're doing that or not. So in other words, like, if it were going to be one of, I don't know, number 14 here, you would pick, there you go. Fails to pick up. That is it. The Harlequins win the game 1-0. Well played by both coaches. The Harlequins eliminate Nevva and a bunch of other teams to boot, I might add. Well done by the Harlequins to win their game and stay alive in this competition. And with that win, the Harlequins move into second place. They currently have 12 points and another game to play. They needed that win. Now they're in a pretty good spot. If they can win in week 7, then they will advance to the semifinals. So let's see. Now the Harlequins, their final game is going to, in fact, be against the Forest of Flames. So that's going to be an exciting week 7 matchup. Forest of Flames and the Harlequins B.B.F.C will be duking it out to see who makes it to the top 4. Whichever team wins is guaranteed to make it, and the other team still not out of it. They'll have 12 points in second place, and we'll have to see how the other divisions shake out, specifically Division A. Old Gamer Mike says the minimum to be Team 4 is 12 points now. Yes, that's correct, and that's why BB Nut has eliminated a bunch of teams now. They've eliminated the White Skull Windbreakers. They've eliminated the Deadly Biscuits. They've eliminated Nevva. They've eliminated Rodentia. That leaves Kind Peacocks, the Dead Poets, Force of Flames, Harlequins BBFC, Cenozoic Park, and Maximum Von Cedo. Those are the 6 teams remaining in this competition. Oh man. All right, let's take a look at the schedule before we leave. We're going to have another game coming up. Very shootly. Coming up next, we're going to have the Bone Breakers versus the Goodest Boys, Galeshi versus Old Gamer Mike. That's going to be Blackworks versus Necro. Both teams eliminated, but still going to be a lot of fun to watch, I think. We're going to have that coming up at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it's about 56 minutes from now. So what we're going to do, we're going to end the stream here. We'll restart the stream at 6:35 p.m., so that's 30 minutes, about 30 minutes from now. And we'll start with the normal 15-minute countdown to allow people to kind of settle in, and then we'll start with the pregame like normal. So we'll see you back here in about 30 minutes, and hopefully in that time my groceries will have arrived and I'll put them away. Oh, you know what? Let's do the sign-off for YouTube. We've got a lot more games to go in week 6. After that, week 7 will start, and when week 7 begins, those games will be start to be scheduled. And when they get to start to be scheduled, I'm already flubbing it. When those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to the schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club here on Twitch, or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Hey YouTube, sorry. Play Blood Bowl. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, via the Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store until 35 minutes from now. Take care, everybody, and enjoy your next 35 minutes.